Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for dropping by this morning. I would say welcome to my kitchen, but I'm not in my kitchen. This is my daughter's kitchen. I may move in just because of the kitchen. I love the kitchen. The lighting is so nice, it's bright, and gives me ideas for what I'd like to do if I ever either get a new kitchen or redecorate the one I'm in. But anyway, I wanted to pop in this morning because there's going to be some changes coming. I'm changing the name of my YouTube channel. All the content's going to stay the same. Everything's going to look the same except the name. I'm changing the name on my website, and thanks to some very brilliant people in the tech department, I accidentally deleted my whole website this morning at like 5 o'clock. Good way to start the day. But they're working on it, and hopefully it'll be back up and running. That name's going to change. I just wanted to explain why. You know, when you start a YouTube channel, and I mean, I've only been doing it for over a year, just a little over a year, the temptation is to wait until you get good at it and you know what you're doing and, you know, all those things before you put out your first video. And as a recovering perfectionist, that would have been my go-to. Like, that's where I would be at. It would be stressful for me not to have it all figured out, all the best equipment, all the things before I started. But I knew the only way I was really going to learn is to do. And I can read everything, watch all kinds of videos about doing it. It's not till you actually begin that you begin to learn. And so that means making mistakes. That means putting out content that isn't top notch, and it's still not top notch. We're getting closer to a next notch than the bottom rung, which is where I started. So, you know, you'll learn along the way. You learn about editing, you learn about angles and lighting and all the things. But when I started this, my intention at the time was my website, because I didn't start doing YouTube till just a year ago. But about 6 months before that, I started my blog and I started my website, and my plan at the time was to do personal chef work, which would be me going into your home once every 2 weeks. This is just general. And taking a menu that you and I would have decided on and having from Monday to Friday a dinner meal frozen in your freezer. I would come in with all my paraphernalia. I would buy all the groceries. I would bring all my tools and come in, spend the day while you're at work, and get 10 meals ready and in the freezer, labeled with instructions, all the things in the freezer, so that when you came home from work Monday to Friday, you had a frozen dinner ready to put in the oven or whatever the cooking procedure would be for that recipe. And you and your family would have homemade dinners every night with the convenience of it all being ready for you. So you're not buying convenience boxed food that is not, you know, that has preservatives, it has chemicals, it's been processed stuff in it, all those things. It's kind of the best of both worlds, and I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to do it, and that's when I came up with the name The Frozen Foodie, because I consider myself somewhat of a foodie. I love different things. I like trying out of the ordinary things, but frozen, for one, because I was going to be moving to Northern Ontario, and frozen because dinners were frozen. And I also wanted to have frozen meals that I could people could order and they could just buy one dinner, not have to pay for 2 weeks of meals every 2 weeks. But then I fell and I fractured my knee, and then when that was just getting better, I fell and I hurt my shoulder. And quickly I've come to realize I am limited in some ways, and hauling around all the stuff I would have to bring to come into your home, do everything, clean everything up, and leave, I just physically am not able to do it. And that kind of took that off the plate. So I'm changing the name from the Frozen Foodie Mom to the Frugal Foodie Mom, because I do also feel that that is a key element in what I try to do here. I try to find ways that you can make your own, but not expensively. I mean, everything's expensive right now, but as inexpensive as possible would be the way to word it. Because we're all, we're all struggling. We need to eat, and we need to eat nutritious food, and that costs money. And so if any way that we can cut costs, any way we can, I'm taking tonight, I'm doing 4 chicken breasts for 6 people, and we're going to take it, and I'm making a butter chicken recipe that will stretch that meat amply between 6 people. If I just fed each person 1 chicken breast, which used to be the norm, 2 people wouldn't get to eat. But you can take a little and turn it into a lot. So that's frugality. That's what I love. Having had to feed a large family for so many years, it was only on one income when the kids were little. You learn to stretch a dollar. You learn to take something and stretch it. And I'll tell you, and you can ask my husband because he complains about it all the time, there was never not enough for somebody to go back for seconds. Don't know what it is. I would rather have, and I often end up with, way more than we actually need, because I don't want anybody to go away wanting more and it not being available for them. So being frugal, stretching these dollars, stretching the ingredients, nobody lacked, and we did it on one income. And so, that's why I'm interested in gardening and food preservation and so many things we're going to get into on this channel. And I feel like the Frugal Foodie Mom is really more indicative of what I'm trying to achieve here. So, change. And it won't look much different. My website, we're trying to restore it right now because I accidentally deleted the whole thing this morning at 5 o'clock. But they're working on it, so that's good. And there's, when you start a YouTube channel, the temptation is to not start till you have it all figured out and you've got all the things and you've got it all planned and mapped and you're good to go. And honestly, realistically, then you probably won't ever start. And so I started, and I'm learning along the way. It's, I've learned a lot of things about editing, lighting. Haven't got the great lights yet, but this is wonderful. So there's a lot of learning, but I learn by doing, and I really feel that's the only way you're really going to learn. Otherwise, you're going to talk yourself out of doing it at all. And so that's what I've done. I've started at rock bottom and gone for a year now. I think it's a year. And, I look back at some of them, I think, oh my gosh, that's terrible. But it is what it is. And so I've always said I'm not professional. I'm not polished, but I am passionate. That's all I'm doing, is sharing the things I'm passionate about. And the well-being of my family in the area of food is something I'm like mega passionate about. Quality, quantity, all the things, and yet being mindful that we're on a budget and we can't afford to just, run out and buy steaks and feed everybody steak and, like those things. So you make do with what you can do and make it awesome. It doesn't have to be inferior to be frugal. You can still make it have amazing flavor, really good textures, decent, healthy, nutritious ingredients, but be frugal. And that's why I'm changing my name to that. So you might see some changes along the way. I don't know what it's going to look like as far as, colors and graphics and whatever. But I just wanted to let you know why. And hopefully all the links are still going to work the same. But if you get notified that the Frugal Foodie Mom posted a video, that's me. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I'm going to finish my coffee because I really need it. I also screwed up my first coffee this morning. Like, your day's going bad when you delete your website and you screw up your coffee. Like, that's not good. I'm wondering that I even tried to do this video because, I'm not got a really good track record this morning. But I'm going to finish my coffee. This one's much better. I put less cream and it's stronger. So I think we're on an upswing here. So have a good day, guys. I'm not back home yet. I'm not sure when I'm going back home. I'm not running away. I just have other options that I might do while I'm out gallivanting. And then when I get back, I'll start back making some recipes, hanging out. I've got a lot of other things I want to bring into the channel this year. I don't care where I am this year. I'm going to put a garden in, even if it means that we end up moving a month later because the house sells, then oh well, they get a garden. But I'm not going without a garden this year. I'm definitely going to do that. And my other daughter, she's creating a website, not a YouTube channel, but a website for Canadian northern gardening, because like a lot of the things that I watch on YouTube, they're great and I've learned a lot. They also have pretty much summer weather 8 months of the year, and even winter's kind of like our spring. So they have whole different options. And if I actually didn't have my daughter, I probably wouldn't even know that we could do the things we can in Canada in this zone, whatever we're in. I don't know. I haven't looked it up in a while. But Northern Ontario, I'm sorry, it's winter. It's cold. You gotta know what can be grown and how to do it and how to give your stuff the best shot at a plentiful harvest. So I'm going to be having her as a guest on my channel. We may even do scheduled updates as she plants her garden. Like, she can grow, oh my gosh, I don't know, she can grow just about anything and loves being in the garden. I will post a picture actually, but she loves the garden, and so she can do a lot more than I ever thought was possible. And she's gonna do that, and we're gonna keep checking in with her to see how she's going, what she's doing, information that we can pass on. So yeah, that's gonna be part of the channel, because I can't do everything. Like, I'm not good at everything. In fact, if I move up there, her and I already have a deal. I will have a garden because I like to be able to go out and just pick stuff. But for preservation, I said to her, like, you grow it, I'll preserve it. Because she loves growing it, but she works full time, so this stuff all comes ready to be harvested, and she doesn't always get it preserved. And so we would make a good team. And so what she's good at, I'm not as good. what I have the time for, she doesn't. And so I would like to have people on my channel that can do some of the things that I can't do or don't do as well. Or other topics. I have some people that I really want to have as guests on my channel and discuss some different topics that probably a lot of you would relate to as well. One of them being grief. And it's been a long journey for this person that I would like to invite, and it's been a long journey for me, and I'm sure you've all had your own journeys. And grief can be about many things. So it's not just, oh, I didn't have anybody that died. Well, maybe your dream died. Sorry. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe your financial world collapsed. Maybe, I don't know, something you were hoping for, there's grief comes in so many ways. So I think it's an important topic, and I'm almost feeling ready to broach the subject. So yeah, I've got lots of ideas. If you guys have ideas, put them in the comments below. Honestly, I really want to keep learning and growing with my channel. You do run out of recipes. I'm just saying, it's not always going to be recipes. That will always be main focus, will be food somehow, whether it's in the garden or whatever, preserving, but I also want to do more than that. I want to do more than that, and we'll see where it goes. So thanks for riding along with me on this journey. I know we've had a few bumps along the way, more than you know. Just like this morning, oh gosh, Connie, only me. Yeah, only me. Well, maybe not. I should ask them, am I the only one that's done this? I bet you I'm not. That's not a really good consolation, though. It's that doesn't really encourage me much. But I'm encouraged they had a backup. That was providential. So I'm going to go and check and see what stage we're at and try and pull this shit back together. Have a good day. Maybe next time it'll be from my kitchen, but until then, be awesome. Hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave comments, all the things. And we'll chat again soon.